Hi, everybody. My next guest has recently launched her NFT collection. And full disclaimer, I own one. That's because I believe in NFTs that have a sense of purpose. You know, I've worked with the most incredible female journalist in the world, going by the name of Christiane Amanpour. And that's a name drop, but it just felt so right to be part of a collection that elevates critical thinking and education for women. And that's why I'm so excited to have this conversation with Maliha Abidi. Maliha, welcome to Real Vision.
Hi, Elaine. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be speaking with you. Honestly, even if this wasn't for Real Vision, I'm just always so excited to talk to you. You're just such a wonderful person. So thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. I know we've been so active on Twitter with each other, because every day I see you just, striving to what the ultimate goal is with your collection. So before we actually get into it, I mean, we've done a little pre-interview. I just want you to tell our viewers a little bit about yourself, because I just think you're so damn cool. So tell our viewers who you are a little bit.
Okay, so my name is Maliha Abidi. I'm an artist, an author, and an activist. My work mainly focuses on women's rights, girls' education, and mental health. And I have been using my platform for the past 9 years, for exactly that, to my platform. I think if I were to put it in one sentence, is activism through art. And, it has a lot of storytelling. It has a lot of celebrating stories of women, as well as highlighting real issues in our society that need our attention and sometimes our immediate attention. So that's what I do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not letting you skip that by too easily and too quickly. Your book is called Rise, right? And you speak to, the first Black female astronaut. Tell me a little bit about your book as well.
Yeah, so my second book is called Rise, and the name is inspired by Maya Angelou's poem, Still I Rise. And so, it's a collection of 100 portraits and stories of women of color from around the world, which includes Black, Indigenous, and various women of color, Arab, Pakistani, Indian, all from all over the world, from and all continents as well. So basically, and yeah, you're right. There's the first Black astronaut, female astronaut in there as well. Her name is Dr. Macy Jemison. But alongside her story, there's so many other stories in there as well. And this book really came out of my frustration because I'm Pakistani American. But as an immigrant, I tend to see things from different perspectives and not just from a perspective of being an American. And I feel like a lot of text out there that focuses on celebrating women, especially women's stories or influential women's stories, tend to only be about American women. So they will be talking about, let's say, diverse stories. And they will be only talking about racial diversity within the United States. So not talking about let's say if they're talking about Black women, they are only including African American women rather than, women also from other parts of the world, let's say the Middle East or, the actual African continent. And same with, let's say, brown women, they will be talking about Indian women who are in the United States, or Pakistani women who are in the United States, or Asian women who are in the United States, but not from the actual Asian continent. So, it came from a lot of frustration that, diversity also includes geographic diversity, thinking about different cultures around the world, different values around the world, and what does it mean to be a woman of color in various parts of the world. And a huge part of that also came from me being a Muslim woman, because Middle East and Middle Eastern women and, Muslim women in general. So Pakistan is not in the Middle East, but, majority of the Muslims are in the Middle East. So Middle Eastern women in general, or Muslim women in general, are portrayed as these oppressed figures, So I wanted to, actually, this book was supposed to be about 50 Muslim women, and then it turned into 100 women of color. So it came from this frustration again that please stop labeling women and thinking that, they're oppressed. there are circumstances that are trying to oppress women, but look at all of these stories that are rising, for themselves, for their community. And I also don't like using the phrase giving women a voice. They have a voice. You're just not listening. So, like, so these are like some of the frustrations that kind of gave birth to this book.
I hear you. I hear you. And that's fantastic. And not only that, okay, so I like to do my homework, as you know, and I've read that you are a student, or maybe you've graduated as a medical neuroscience background as well.
Yeah, I'm not graduated yet because I keep kind of like taking breaks because I have literally like a full-time career as an artist and an author, so I need to keep managing things. I'm honestly studying this because of my passion for science. So yeah, that is my subject, and that is what I'm studying in, and my minor is in women's and gender studies. But yeah, it's something that I keep kind of.
But you've decided to use your time to channel into this crazy NFT world.
Well, NFTs are I'm very new in my journey to NFTs, as I'm sure you hear this all the time from people. But yeah, so I've only been in the NFT space for a couple of months, and as a traditional artist, it was quite a natural or a smooth transition for me to extend my work into the NFT space. But again, it's not what I do full time. Like, I'm not invested in NFTs full time, even though it takes a lot of my time.
Just like all of us, everyone, I don't even know. I think we're not even a year deep into NFTs yet that it's hanging on everyone's mouth. So I know that exploring, culture has always been a part of you. It's just in your DNA. So why don't you go ahead and just tell us about your NFT collection?
Yeah. So you're talking about women's rights, right? Or do you want me to talk about the women that
No,
I've collected?
definitely your own collection. The stage is yours, Maliha.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I just wanted to because I'm slowly becoming a collector as well. So yeah.
As you do. I'd love to know what's in your collection a little bit, but man, Maliha, I mean, look, let's just talk about your NFT collection. Tell our viewers what it is. Why is it making so much noise? Why you have so many high profile people in the space following your project?
Yeah. So, well, what I'm trying to do in the NFT space, firstly, it's very, very important for me to start by saying that, it's wonderful that people love the project and see it as, a project that's making noise for the right reasons. But I wouldn't be able to do this project without my wonderful team that includes, Aski, our project director, Saudi, our developer, Abby, our community manager, and Kat, our advisor. And our team and of course, our community is so kind, and there's such compassionate people, I swear. I mean, and you don't have to add this in the interview, but just to give you an example of what kind of.
No, we're going to say hello to all of them in this interview. Thank you for your incredible work.
No, this part that I want to say, literally, do you know what the word Paki means? Paki?
Oh,
yeah. So It's a racial slur basically for South Asians, and
it's a derogatory term.
Yeah, I've only been called that twice in my life in general, and I've been called that 4 times in the NFT space in the last couple of months. And my community comes they literally, with such kindness and with such heart, they make sure that they're respectful and they're not hurting that hater, but they're making sure that they are supporting me and the project. They are so such compassionate people, and anybody who's asking any questions about NFTs, we all just jump, including the community, just jump to help them understand the space as well. So they're the real world stuff that we all hate, racism or misogyny, all of that is present in this space. But we are the kind of community that Women Rise is. It's so honestly, it makes me believe in humanity again during those times where, when things seem really dark because of the news or whatever is happening in the world, the pandemic, all of those things, But yeah, Women Rise is a collection of 10,000 NFTs that is celebrating women scientists, women activists, artists, coders, and more. And it is honestly like a gateway. It became like a gateway for me to enter this space. But slowly, it's not going to be an NFT project. Like, you're not going to see this as an NFT project in a year from now. You're going to see it as an organization that is advancing human rights in Web3. Mainly women's rights and marginalized voices. So that is what we're trying to do in this space. And one of my personal goals with Women Rise is I have several goals. Like, we as a team, we have several goals, but one of them is to bring 100,000 women into the space by the end of 2022. And another one, the biggest one that we have, is to build the first school in the metaverse. And that's not capitalizing on students who already have access to education and charging them a fee. That's literally free education for students or for children who never even had the option to get an education. They've never seen a school, they've never seen books, but they don't have to rely on a building, or they don't have to rely on physical books anymore, because we're going to be building that for them. There are around more than 200 million children out of school, and 129 million of them are girls. They're more than 200. I think they're 250 million. I think I'm going to double check that statistic, but I know about the girls. There are 129 million girls out of school at the moment. That's a huge number that nobody should be okay with. You and I, we didn't have to fight for an education. We could go to school, we could go to college. We were free. It's a human right that all should have. A lot of people don't have that.
Hey, if you like this clip, be sure to check out the full interview and more only on realvision.com/crypto. It's 100% free. Sign up now.